30 days of IBS foods. I hope you have enjoyed this mini series about helping you expand your diet for IBS. If you have learned anything from this last 30 days of foods, I would love it if you would be able to give my podcast a review or rating wherever you are listening right now, just letting other people know what you've got from it, how it's been useful, because it really does help. Like, we all like to take other people's recommendations. The other little plug I wanted to just quickly give is for my book, which has got lots of information on supporting people with IBS and digestive issues. So do check that out. It's called Inside Knowledge for People with IBS and SIBO. Anyway, let's get back to it today. So today is all about bananas. These are delicious fruits, so easy and brilliant to take as a snack, so nutritious. There's a little bit of confusion about, do they cause constipation? How much banana should you eat if you're on the low FODMAP diet? So let's cover all of that. So coming back to potassium, that is the main thing that I think people think about when they consider whether bananas are good for them. They're high in potassium. And whilst they are high, they're not the highest food in potassium. They have got this reputation as being the food you need to eat if you want more potassium. And just as a reminder, we do need potassium every single day. It helps us to balance out sodium. So when we've got high sodium, we need more potassium to kind of get rid of it. And so the more fast foods and ultra processed foods we're eating, the more we need lots of potassium rich foods. Generally, it's available in fruits and vegetables, but the highest rated foods for potassium are spinach, pinto beans, little white beans, sweet potatoes, avocados, salmon are all higher than bananas. But bananas do have good levels of potassium and also excellent soluble fiber, which helps to create a soft and formed stool. It helps to feed your good gut bacteria. So definitely a beneficial food. One of the worries that people have with bananas, or that I've heard people say, is that they constipate you, that we shouldn't be eating bananas if you have a slow transit time. This tends to only be the case if you are eating very unripe, like I'm talking properly green bananas. This is because there's very high starch content and also tannin. So, if you eat an underripe banana and it kind of sticks to your teeth and it makes your tongue taste a bit funny, that is because of the tannins, which is also found in red wine and tea, also in these unripe fruit. But the starch content is higher. And then as it ripens, the starch content turns more to these sugars and it becomes a lot more palatable. You can get unripe or green banana powder as a fiber supplement, but if you are unsure about whether that's good for you, I would probably stay away from it for people with IBS, because what we do know is that, it can have slightly negative effects on your gut. So you don't really necessarily want to take fiber powders unless they are fiber powders such as psyllium husk, PHGG, which is partially hydrolyzed guar gum. These are easier to tolerate, less fermentable. But to get back to the bananas, so its impact on your digestion very much depends on the colour of the skin. When you have a normal yellowish banana, then one banana is low FODMAP and should not be giving you too many problems. So you can have one banana every single day and it will be good soluble fibre, creating a regular bowel movement, but also it's low FODMAP for fructans. And then if you're eating like 2 bananas in one go, then you might tip into that fructan tolerance level of symptoms, which might be your bloating, maybe the gas production, whatever your IBS typical symptoms are. When we get the brown bananas that are very ripe, a lot of brown spots on them, then you can only have about 1/3 of that amount, and then it will become high FODMAP much quicker. And that is because the sugar levels have changed, the starch level has gone down, and the fructan element will be much higher. So 1/3 of a brown banana will be fine. But again, then if you're eating a whole brown banana, maybe it's going to tip you into that FODMAP element. I think that clears it up, what you can eat with IBS and how bananas affect your digestion. It was a very quick one to finish. I know some of the other episodes have been quite long, so I wanted to finish on a short one. And I also wanted to give a little plug to my book at the end of this 30 days of IBS foods, because if you are still struggling with your digestion and you're feeling a little bit lost, then you can buy my book off Amazon. It's either available as a Kindle or a paperback, and that's available wherever you are in the world. So if you're America, Canada, whatever, go to your Amazon and you can order it. It's called Inside Knowledge for People with IBS and SIBO, and it is out now. Okay, I've got some really amazing podcast interviews coming up next. So from next week, my podcast returns to its weekly schedule away from this 30 days of IBS foods. I will be bringing in some excellent guests. I've recorded 3 already at the time of recording this, and I've got a couple more lined up. So I will be interviewing some people about help for IBS. So I've got doctors, pelvic health physiotherapist, gut brain hypnotherapist. We've got some really interesting guests starting next week. So do look out for that and subscribe to the podcast if you're not already so you don't miss an episode. Well, I hope this has been helpful, this 30 days of IBS foods. Please stick around if you need more help with your digestion, and I'll be back next week. Thanks so much for listening to 30 days of IBS foods. Better digestion for everyone.